centre wing. He drives it long downfield. Perovic, Bartlett thumps it away from him. Down it comes. Look at him, out he comes. That magnificent lap footer. And how wonderful it was that Ken Hunter was the man with the ball when that final siren went. A magnificent win to the most skillful team in the competition, and that's David Parkin being enthusiastically hugged by Michael Fitzpatrick, and they're the two architects, the coach and the captain, and what a great captain he's been.
I think the coach has overcome.
Yes, David is really overcome, and there's Buzz, who really enjoys it. There's a man who did a great job in Jones. Oh, word, he's a good player, and there, I think, might have been the best player on the ground in number 7, Wayne Johnston.
And the Blues are in the history books as the 1982 premiers. Carlton led at the end of 3 of the 4 quarters by 4 points at quarter time, Richmond in front by 11 at half time, then Carlton's great third term which turned the match. 5 goals, Richmond didn't kick one, just 6 behinds to take Carlton to a 17-point lead, and eventually in a 3-goal each last quarter, Carlton home by 18 points. For the winners, 10 of the 20 players kicked goals, 2 each to Johnston, Ashman, McConville and Fitzpatrick, singles to Harms, Hunter, Malin, McClure, Bazasto and Marcoux. 6 goal scorers for the losers, 3 each to Bartlett, Rioli and Cloak, singles to Rains, Waitman and Jess. It was a win of which Carlton can feel justly proud. The Blues came back after a humiliating defeat in the second semi-final, and when it counted, took everything that could be thrown at them. 14 premierships in all, 6 in 15 seasons. The Carlton club is now the most successful in league history. Coach David Parkin has had 2 years with the Blues for 2 flags. He also won one at Hawthorn in 4 years as coach, to have a record of 3 premierships in 6 years as a VFL coach. After today's triumph, he spoke to Ian Cleland.
A very, very happy coach, and why not? David, a fantastic performance.
Yeah, it's a bit. I wasn't. You don't necessarily see the game as a spectator, but no. I mean, most people now are saying to me that it was a truly great final. It had, all the ingredients that you'd want.
Everything.
I think it had everything. It was a hard slug, but there were some fine passages of play in it. A reasonable amount of scoring, I suppose, to keep the interest, and a bit of nip and tuck. We took the initiative, then lost it, and then regained it, then hung on with our teeth to finish the game off. And I think it's funny, Cleo, we've had almost 2 months now of the same thing. If you look back, we had 3 very solid weeks to get in and to hold second place against, the top Richmonds and the North Melbournes, and I think the Fitzroys were our 3 last games. And then we had to do it fairly hard to get there. But we're conditioned to everything. We're conditioned to losing players before the game. We've lost one each week for the last 7 weeks before the game. We've been conditioned to having to fight back and to work hard to win them. And I think even the conditioning was good in this game. Had we got annihilated at any stage and gone 4 or 5 goals down, I don't know that we would have been able to get back in because of what had gone before. But as long as we were roundabout, our players have shown in the 2 seasons I've been there some real perseverance, some real mental toughness when it had to be produced. And I think they can now hold their heads up and probably count, this group of players can count themselves as probably the best side, the best group of players. That's not just the ones that played either, Ian, because we had people like David Clark, who I really felt for today, who we couldn't fit in, who made a kind of Frank Marcassani, and of course Curly Austin and Jeff Southby, 2 years in a row have both missed and have both done an enormous amount to make sure we got here. Have empathy in them. So I say, as a group of players, over our 40 senior list players, they can now count themselves as the best in the modern era from Carlton's point of view.
True. After Richmond's great second quarter, he must have been worried at half-time.
Yeah, they weren't all that far ahead at half-time. No. And we, each of the incidents that were costly from Carlton's point of view. We gave them, I think, at least 4 goals. I mean, literally gave them by stupidity in our eagerness to do the things that the coach had been asking, holding them up and doing those sort of things. We gave unnecessary 15s, we gave unnecessary free kicks. I don't know that Richmond gave us too many like that. We really had to work and earn ours.
Hard. Yeah, the third quarter was tremendous.
Yes, it's been our champion. We call it the championship quarter at Carlton, and it's been ours, well, for that many weeks now, I can't remember. And we've always done well. We've either got back into the game or got a break on the opposition in the third quarter, and today was not much different. I think the 3 goals at 3-quarter time gave us a bit of a breathing space, and we can night up again. Although they got a bit of a kick away at the start of the last quarter, I knew that we could come back.
You've got a lot of happiness and enjoyment to enjoy. But last night you said on the ABC, the media hasn't been kind to you, but I'd like to thank you on behalf of the ABC for what you've given us last night, last week and again tonight. David Parkin, you're a champion.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you saying that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, and I think the elation and pride really oozing out of the Carlton coach after such a great victory.